Okay, I'm Maureen Castens, Director of Information Library Services at the University of Greenwich and Project Director of our GISP Institutional Approach to Curriculum Design project. Our project is called UG Flex, and the project is about helping the university to become more flexible and agile through the use of systems. Right, I think part of this is to try to identify a couple of things that have been really interesting for our project, which might be interesting to other projects. And for us, one of the things has been that journey between getting the project, which was theoretical really, and translating it into something real for the university and real for the whole programme as a whole. And so we've spent the first few months really trying to redefine the project scope in terms that make sense. The idea behind the project was that there were barriers within the university, as there are right across the sector, for really flexible curriculum design and delivery, both in terms of its academic content, but also in terms of modes of attendance and lots of those other aspects, because what do we mean by flexible curriculum? And for us, one of the things, we're really clear that there are things that we can do to re-engineer our systems and the relationships between them, which is a general problem for the whole of the sector. And we were fairly clear about what we thought were the particular pinch points for the institution. But for us, for this project to work, we needed our stakeholders to, in a sense, validate our initial hypotheses, but also to take some ownership of them, and also help us to really focus on what the critical elements of what quite a complicated project is. And that journey for the first few months of the project has been really important to us, and we've learned a lot. We've also learned that we have to do quite a lot about learning to communicate more effectively within the university and with our stakeholders to get that sense of ownership, because one of the basic values of the project is that there should be real ownership of a flexible curriculum and its delivery. And that means ownership by all the stakeholders, the teaching staff, the people providing support, validation review systems, the way in which the university can cope with people jumping in and jumping out of programs, starting at different times, finishing at different times. So there's a whole series of things that we know we could actually help to improve. When we did the stakeholder consultation, I think we were all rather nervous about how to do it. Every university has a problem about communications. A lot of people said working through informal committees probably wasn't the way of doing it. But how did we break into a distributed three-campus university with very strong schools, most of which are single campus based? And how did we also have a dialogue with the other staff that actually support the delivery of the programme? And one of the things that we've done is to use the rich picture methodology, which our critical friends suggested to us. That is quite a breakthrough for the University of Greenwich. We know that we're not very good at visualising things. We write papers and we go to committees, but drawing pictures and getting a different sort of dialogue is something that we're not particularly good at. So the stakeholder reviews, stakeholder meetings, which were set up by the project manager, and incidentally having a project manager through the GISP methodology is really helpful to us, were really very useful at getting people to understand the territory of the project, but also express in really quite forceful terms how they saw the university now, and what they saw would be the ideal situation if all these things that either we or somebody else wasn't doing right were all resolved. So that's actually been really useful. We've got some very, very nice sort of visual material. And that has been extremely helpful at getting the team together to look cold-bloodedly at saying what is the central scope for the project. And we've developed a diagram or a chart, which means a lot to us, UG Flex Scope, and won't mean an awful lot in a 3-minute presentation to anybody else. But it's been a really powerful means of communicating to us what our focuses are and communicating, and it's been proven in terms of taking it to the Learning Equality Committee and there being a real sense of recognition and sign up by everybody on learning equality, and their views are, this is ambitious, but we recognise this and we want this one to work.